Right, so that's all of the grounds wired up. You can see we're going from the mini pack to the first joint here, and we're then just looping it through all of the commons and all the way around to the end. And if you haven't got the daisy chain cable like that, just use a terminal strip and then just wire all of the grounds from the switches and everything into the terminal strip, and then take one wire out of the terminal strip and join it to the spade that comes with the mini pack. Okay, and then you can put that sort of anywhere you want. In fact, I might even do it just to avoid all these loose chains here, so I might do a couple loops rather than just one. Next up, we'll just wire up the harness. So what we'll do is we'll take each colour from the harness, match it with the diagram given. So we've got, as you can see there, we've got up, player 1, up, down, left, right, 8 different buttons, or we're using 6 coins, start, etc. And that should be it. Obviously all these are wrong size connectors, so I'll just be trying to get some new switches off them, or if that fails I'll just crimp them up together a bit tighter. Okay, these are the hub controls. They're not exactly 28mm, they are inch and something, which is near enough 28, but as you can see they go nicely in. That's because I've drilled them a few times to make sure they're rounded. The first attempt they are really tight, and the same goes for the polycarbonate. This is really tight, but if you make sure you go up and down and you drill a few times to make sure you go all the way into the wood, you should have no trouble. As you can see, there isn't much leeway, which is really nice. Next up we're doing wiring. Hello again. Right, this is the trackball fitted. It's the Ultimark U-Track. This is an outer bevel you can get with it just to clip on and makes it your finish looks a little bit nicer. Now if you notice, it's a little bit in there, which means this inside the trackball needs to be raised a little bit. Also we're going to have 2mm plastic on top, so what we need to do is recess the bottom for the trackball by about 3mm. If I just show you that underneath, that's the trackball there. So we need to just draw around the U-Track and cut out about 3mm, and that should be just about nice. What we're going to do today is wire up the control panel. What we've got in here is the back, and we've just got player 1's buttons, player 2's buttons, the joystick, this is the trackball, and there's the start and coins. Now as you can see, I've got a slight problem here because this is the player 1 start and I've got to put this direction, otherwise the icon will be upside down. The only other way is to swap them around, which means it'll be different to this side. And this is the mini pack, and what we've got is we've got the USB lead, and it plugs into the PC. As such, and it switches on, green light. Now this is the mini pack. It comes with, these are the digital side for buttons, this side is optical for trackball and spinner. And if you look, there are 3 cables coming out. One of them is for the spinner, which isn't used, and the other 2 are for the trackball. So on this side, if you notice, we wire up and match the black, green, yellow and red with the same. Now on this side, excuse me, they've got the colours slightly wrong, so we have to match up the orange and brown and red and black with the purple and red and blue one. And if you look on the screen, I'm just going to move the mouse, if I can get my hand round. Where's the mouse gone? There it is. As you can see, that's a spinner moving. Okay. Now the idea is quite simple really. We wire up each one of these single wires to a button, and we ground each one, and when we press the button it makes the connection, and the iPack, which is programmable, sends a key to the keyboard. This is the software you can use to configure it. Okay. And the idea being that you just simply wire up each one to match what you need. Now out of the box this is wired for MAME, so you just match up, down, left, right with all the controls, and it should work. Through the iPack software you can reconfigure things just by simply, for example, if you've got a button here and you didn't want it to be the default, which is X, you double click and then you press a button on here and it reconfigures it. And the software also comes with a test mode, so if you press Tools and then Test Mode, what happens is whenever you press a key on the control panel it shows you here what it does. And there's a few problems with it because it doesn't really overtake the keys, so if you, some of the keys, for example, a right click or escape, not escape, some of the buttons and they override it. And I've also found I'm running Windows 8 and it sort of shafts the software a bit, doesn't work properly. On Windows 7 it works fine. Okay. So just to show you how I done it, now just a quick thing by the way, the joysticks have just got two spades on each one. Each one's an axis, up, down, left, right. The buttons, however, they actually have three prongs. This one here is the ground, so you put your black cable in. It's the common ground, and they all go to one pin on the mini pack. And the two of them are for normally open and normally closed. Normally open means there's no circuit until you press the button. Normally closed means it's when you release the button. So what you normally want is the normally open, and if you look on the side of these switches it says normally open, normally closed. So the quick way I found of testing is this pin here, which is the black one at the very end, is ground. So you plug that into the ground key, the ground. In fact, it doesn't really matter, to be honest, you can put it on either one you want. And then to test the buttons, you pick, you get a bundle. The reason why you test it is to make sure it all works, because this is my second bundle because there were some failures. Now if you put it into the normally closed, you can just touch it, and as you can see on the screen, so I don't have to click any buttons. So if we have it on normally closed, as soon as we touch it we get a signal, and you should do that for most keys. Now I've found there's some of these which don't work, so in which case go to your computer and start up, say, Notepad. I was using, for example, this key here. Okay, and if we take a random key, I don't know what it is, it might be a shift or some random thing if you can see it. No, we ended up picking a bad one. Right, we'll try another one. Sorry about the screen, I'm just moving my camcorder around. Brilliant. I keep picking the wrong ones. Okay, right, I'll take a bundle. Sorry, I'll edit all this out. You can see there, we'll just click the left mouse button. This is all to edit out. So if you find that the iPack software doesn't work with some of the keys, or like me, you're in a Windows 8 and it's a bit screwy, simply start up Notepad and just put your key in. As you can see, that one there has just done the number 5. And And that's all there is to it really, and we'll come back when we're finished. Okay, quick update on the cabinet. What I've done is I've put some wires into the motherboard, and if you can see just down here, well you can't actually, but there, where the blue tape is, that's the switch block for the PC. That's where you put the wires for the lights for the hard disk and the reset button and the power switch. So what I've done is I've fed this wire here into it. It's just 12 volt cable from a alarm box, and it comes out the back. And where does it go? Where does it go? It goes into here, and this cable is going to go and it wires into my two buttons here, my two cables here, and at the front of the cabinet, you can see on the top right, that is my, if I can get out the shadow, that's my power. I've already tested it, so you push the power and it triggers the thing on and off. And this cable, I've just put some terminal strips into the DVD drive because this PC had absolutely no spare ones. It literally comes with power for the DVD. So I've just split it up, and what I've done is the yellow's 12 volt, red's 5 volt and the black's neutral. Amber is, I don't know, it might be 3 volt, but anyway. So I've wired up a 12 volt in the neutral with a cable coming through, which is here, and again it's a excuse me, it's a long cable, and it hooks up to this little LED block which I've got made up by my mate for a couple of £, not much. And when the power goes onto the PC, as you can see, the LED lights up. I'm trying to be careful to not short it out, but this goes, plugs into here, which then lights up the trackball. If I turn the lights off, I might get a slightly better view. Yeah, it's a bit dark still. Okay. There it is there, off. There we go, fairly simple wiring process. I'll just tidy things up and that should be the cabinet finished.